And welcome back. This will be our 2024 NCAA Indoor Championship Division One preview. We're going to focus on the women's side first, and then we'll transition to the men. I think this will be, as expected, a great meet. It's always one of the major highlights on the track and field calendar. So things should get, very interesting very quickly, and things should be fun. There are, amazing storylines heading in. There's also the new track. This is N Boston, the New Balance track. We've got a preview of it throughout the season. I think the track has the potential to be fast, but also to produce some great times in the distance events as well. This is going to be a very competitive meet individually, but I think the team battle is pretty clear. We'll discuss that towards the end. So our first leg, as we have been focusing on the season, is going to be the sprints and hurdles. So here we are with leg one. And we'll get things started right away with the 60-meter dash. And we have a great clash of talents. And so in the preview, I'm going to have the gold medal, silver, and bronze medalists. These are my predictions of who will finish what and why. So in the 60-meter dash, I have gold listed as Brianna Liston of LSU, silver as Jason Spears of Tennessee, and bronze as Jaden Mays of Oregon. And that was a late change for me. Because of the West Coast and no indoor Pac 12, it's been interesting seeing the West Coast schools, how they compete. They've been competing in a variety of last chance meets, and just their times can't get ignored. But I think Brianna Liston, who has already beaten Miss Spears in the season already, and who leads the NCAA with the 707, even though Spears has a personal best of 704, I think it is Liston's to lose. I think she is the clear gold medal favorite, and she'll continue that great tradition of sprinting from LSU. I have Spears as silver, and I think that she'll probably either match her personal best, may go under because it may take that. And Jaden Mays, who has run a 711 from Oregon, I think she's been kind of unfortunately under the radar because she is in the West Coast, but she's really no slouch. This is a very talented sprinter with a great start and a great finish to match. So we'll be, keeping a close eye on her. And in the 200, I have gold as Jamija Ford of South Carolina, silver as Rosie F. Young of Arkansas, and bronze as Sears of Tennessee. Spears of Tennessee. And I think that Jamija Ford has just been sort of the talk of the country her entire indoor run. She's put up amazing times, 22-3 indoors for anyone, especially a freshman. It's just incredible. And I think she's the clear odds-on favorite. And Rosie F. Young, who I still think is going to probably surprise us in the 400, has just had a sensational run in the 200 for Arkansas. And she's having her best year in her last year. I think Spears has the speed to keep up with the two, but I think there will be specifically Ford. She'll be a little bit more fresh because she's only running the 200. The 400, I'm predicting an Arkansas sweep. I think it'll be Amber Anning for gold, Nikisha Price for silver, and Kaylin Brown, their fantastic freshman, for bronze. This is probably the deepest we've seen in 400 for women since the early days of Bev Kearney at Texas, and even during the Cyan Richards Ross years. I mean, those teams were just loaded in the 400, and they would perform at a high clip for the University of Texas under Bev Kearney. And I think Arkansas is following in that vein. And in the next event, we'll look at the 60-meter hurdles, and I'm going to surprise everyone. I know that Jasmine Jones has the top time, and I know Aaliyah Armstrong has run a 7.81 before, but I'm going to go with Grace Stark for gold. Grace Stark of Florida. Anytime she's gone up against the top competition this year, she's come away with the victory. I mean, she did defeat Armstrong at the SEC Championships. What's to stop her from winning here in Boston? I have silver going to Jasmine Jones of USC, and I have bronze going to Aaliyah Armstrong of LSU. I think those are the top three. I don't think we can really ignore Jones. It took me a lot to say, okay, gold for Grace. I just think it's because Grace Stark has that 778 on her belt. She has an indoor title from 2 seasons ago, and I think this has been a season of redemption. I think this is her opportunity to sort of defend herself. This is the healthiest she's looked, and I'm pretty sure she's been heavy on technique. So I wouldn't be shocked if Grace Stark came in with the gold. Now transitioning to the distance side, we are now on the second leg. In our distance events, looking at the 800, and I think it's very clear gold for Michaela Rose of LSU. She has been the dominant 800-meter runner all season long. She is officially number two and number three all time. She's just been that good. And I actually think she's going to run 150. I think she's going to give a Ting Moo's record a real legit scare. Uh, and LSU has had great 800 runners, but Michaela Rose has just been the top of the pile. I mean, she's been dominant all year, and been pushing it and been PRing every chance she gets. What's to stop her from doing it again? I just think it's a foregone conclusion. It'll be Michaela Rose. I have silver going to Juliet Whitaker of Stanford and bronze going to Royce Willis of Stanford. I think Stanford has an opportunity to really power it through a good solid 2-3 punch. In the mile, I'm going to put gold for, and this is a shocker, I know, but I have Flomena Asco of Florida. I don't think she's really been challenged. And even though I have Maya Ramsden of Harvard silver, and Maya Ramsden has been phenomenal. She has the top time, and she earned that. She ran a great mile. But I think Flomena might out. I just watch her running. She's very smart with her technical side, her tactician skills. I just think that she's gonna find a way to surpass Ramsden. And I have bronze for Kimberly May of Providence. I think Providence really sort of solidifying themselves as just a premier distance power, and Kimberly May kind of represents that in such a positive way. Moving to the 3,000, I have Parker Valby of Florida for gold, Olivia Markusich of Notre Dame for silver, and Amina Matug of Duke for bronze. This is going to be an opportunity for us to see Markusich and Matug kind of go one to one. They did not do that at the ACC championships. That was a little bit of a bummer, but I think here and now we're looking towards a really good race. But I think Parker Valby may have a phenomenal weekend. I'm not really expecting for her to run the DMR, so I think she's going to have fresh legs when she runs the 3K and the 5K. I think she'll be great, in great shape. And no, moving to the 5K, I have her winning that as well. I have her putting off the double, and I kind of right now have her as the meet MVP. I have silver for the 5K going to Doris Limgold of Alabama, and for bronze going to Hilda Olamomoy of Alabama. I think Alabama, even though the coach has moved on to the University of Florida and is doing great works with Parker Valby and that very young, talented group, the coaching at Alabama is still top tier. Let's not forget that. And now moving to our field events, and this is really gonna be fun. There's so much great competition here in the field events, and this is our third leg, by the way, for the field events. You have the high jump. I have, and this is as right now, gold going to Lamar Diston of Texas A&M. She is the NCAA record holder. Silver going to Rachel Glenn of South Carolina, excuse me, of Arkansas now. And then bronze, Timatope Adeshina of Texas Tech. And I think either of those two ladies could really give Diston a scare. Granted, Diston did defeat Glenn at the SEC, but they hadn't competed yet. And now Glenn knows what to expect from Diston. And Adeshina hasn't competed against either of those. And she's a freshman, so she doesn't know what she doesn't know yet. So this will be a really great battle. And we've not mentioned Charity Hoffnagel of Kentucky. It's because she's kind of been behind. And we also can't forget Kulichenko of Georgia. So this will be a great uh, competition, the high jump. We're looking for some top tier marks. Are we going to see an NCAA record? Maybe. This is one of those really good shots at seeing it fall. In the pole vault, I'm gonna go with Chloe Timberg of Rutgers. You see that picture of her. She is stout, built in the tough Big Ten. She's been pretty solid all year, and I think she's in good position, excuse me, to get the gold. And I have the youngster Hannah Mole of Washington getting silver, even though I think Mo could really give Timberg a run for her money. I trust Timberg to be more championship ready. And then bronze going to Sydney Horn of High Point, who also could potentially win because Horn has been competing at a high level all year long. So let's keep an eye out for her also. But I do think it's Chloe Timberg for the win. In the long jump, I'm going with gold for Akeelia Smith of Texas, silver, Claire O'Brien of Florida, and bronze, Alexis Brown of Baylor. Ironically, Alexis Brown was previously at Florida and transferred to Baylor, and it clearly that worked for her because she's been performing very well for Baylor. But I think Akeelia Smith she was the first of the 22-foot jumps this year. Will she jump 23 feet? I don't think so. I don't think it will take that, but I think she's, in great shape to win the national title. And I think Claire Bryant will be her toughest challenger. And moving to the triple jump, I know that she did not perform particularly well at the Big 12 championships, finishing second. But I think that with it being a national championship meet and her looking for redemption, I have gold going to Ruta Lasmain of Texas Tech. I think this is her opportunity to really sort of solidify her as the top triple jumper in the nation. And I'm going to surprise people. I have silver going to Akeelia Smith of Texas. I don't think she's really, pushed herself in this event this season, but I think she's capable of doing it at a championship meet. And then bronze, I have Amelia Showstrand of San Jose State. Although she's ranked number one, she hasn't had an opportunity to go up against these two ladies yet. And I think the tougher competition, we'll see what she can do. But I really do think Ruta Lasmain is in good position to win gold here. In the shot put, I have gold for Maya Lesnar of Colorado State, silver going to Jelani Davis of Ole Miss, and bronze going to Alita Vandalen of Florida. And I think Maya Lesnar is in, excellent position to win. She is the top thrower. She's been the mainstay pretty much all year. Granted, we can't ignore what uh, Jelani Davis did at the SEC meet 2 weeks ago. She won the shot put and the weight throw. And she wasn't favored to win the weight throw either, or the shot put. If we're being fair, she wasn't favored in either, and she came away as champion in both. She was certainly someone in considerable position to win those events going in because she was such a high performer. But I predicted it would be Jasmine Mitchell in the weight throw and Alita Vandalen in the shot put, and she took both. So what's to stop her from stepping her game up here? I just think Maya Lesnar is just a cut above. I do, however, have her winning the weight throw. And I have silver going to Jasmine Mitchell, and I have bronze going to Shelby Frank of Minnesota. So we're looking at a 1-2 finish in the weight throw for Ole Miss, and Connie Price Smith doing an excellent job of coaching her throwers. And then we'll move to the pentathlon. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to get familiar with who I think are going to be the up and coming stars of the multi events. And I think it's gold for Allie Jones of USC, silver Christine Blazovica of Texas, and bronze Pippi Lotta Enoch of Oklahoma. Even though Pippi Lotta Enoch is not ranked number 3 in the country, I didn't do it that way. I look at their full body of work, and I think although I had her in the beginning in the preseason, I predicted her to be the winner. This season she's kind of been a little up and down, but I do think she can kind of tie it together at the championship meet. But Allie Jones has really been solid all year long, really been solid, and she may possibly win of the 5 events 3 or 4. She's gonna be a top tier performer. I think we're in for a real treat with her. And Christine Blazovic of Texas, we're kind of waiting for her to make that leap to being the champion. She's been the Big 12 champion. She's beaten Enoch. I'm just ready for her to make the next step. But right now I have her as a silver winner. And now we'll head to our anchor leg. And this is just discussion about the relays and the team title. And so I'll start with the 4x4. And for gold, I have Arkansas. Silver, I have South Carolina. And bronze, surprise here, I have Texas A&M. And I think it's a foregone conclusion about Arkansas. I think they're going to give the NCAA record a 1-2 punch. I think they are going to break it. And I think South Carolina is going to push them to it. Because although South Carolina won the SEC title, it was against, majority of Arkansas's B squad. There were a few A squad members that were there. But I think the full A squad is going to be tough to beat. I mean, you have 3 runners that are running under 51 seconds. And none of them include the talented Rosie Effiong. The A squad is really going to be tough. I think this group probably could run a 322, 323 indoors. They may be the first NCAA team this outdoor season to go sub 320. So we'll see. And then the DMR, I have gold going to Washington. I have silver going to Providence. And I have bronze going to Notre Dame. I know that Florida had a showing of shows at the SEC Championship, such a dominant performance. And Arkansas's got a great team too, but I think it's going to be tough to defeat that powerful depth that Washington has, and Providence is competing at a very high level, and so is Notre Dame. So I think those are the three best teams, and I think they will come out on top at the championship meet. And then for the team battle, I have gold for the title going to Arkansas, second and silver going to Florida, and bronze is going to be USC. I think those are the three best teams in the country: Arkansas, Florida, and USC. I do think Florida will give Arkansas everything they have because they're going to be relying heavily on their distance runners there, but their distance runners are in great position. The two main, Flamina Askell and Parker Valby. I mean, there's the potential between those three. If they win out their events, that's 30 points there. That is huge. And they're looking at Grace Stark for the 60 hurdles and the sprints. They have a good DMR. Claire Bryant in the jumps, well, primarily the long jump, Alita Van Dalen in the shot put. They have a pretty decent team. This is not as deep as a team as I think they would like, but the fact that they're so top heavy and that they have a championship mindset, they're going to really push Arkansas a little bit harder here than they did at the SEC meet. But Arkansas's got a lot of depth. I think they have five runners qualified for the 400. They have a great 800 runner. They have, really good jumpers. So, and distance runners. This should be an interesting team battle, but I think it will be Arkansas. And so that is our preview. I'll reach out to you probably within the next few hours, and we'll be doing the men's preview. But the women's preview, I think this will be a solid women's meet. Is there a potential for an NCAA record break? Yes, I think we may actually see two. So, again, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and provide any feedback, and I'll be chatting with you soon.